And now it's time to welcome in our travel pro, John Clayton.
John Clayton here from Armchair Traveler on RPV Television. Now, you're probably saying, Armchair Traveler? Where is his armchair? Well, as a matter of fact, I've sat in it so many times, jumping up and down, that the springs bust and got worn out. So it is in the repair shop getting a tune-up. Okay. I know from feedback from the RPV television audience that a lot of you remember me from my days on LA radio, KABC, KNX, and KKGO. So I thought today I'd share with you some ideas on some of my travels around the world and some nifty things to see and do in Southern California, right here in Palos Verdes. One of the things that I found especially moving when I was in Europe was the Henri Chapelle Cemetery just near Bastogne in Belgium. This is an incredible cemetery and holds the graves of 7,992 veterans of the Battle of the Bulge. And when I was there a couple of years ago, one of the most moving things was when some tour buses rolled up and outstepped some veterans of the Battle of the Bulge. And you know what was most magnificent was when the Belgian citizens there rushed up and embraced every one of them and said, "Thank you for what you did in World War II." Another very wonderful thing is Normandy, and in Normandy there is a wonderful museum in Caen, that's C-A-E-N, and in that museum it describes some of the things that the British and Americans and Canadians did on June the 6th in 1944. Every single child in Normandy is, by Norman law, made to go there so they never forget what the British, Americans, and Canadians did. And I urge you, when you go to Normandy, and I urge you to do that, to go to the museum too. If you want some fantastic things to see in a museum right here, check out the Banning Museum. It is absolutely fascinating. When I went there, I felt like I was in a masterpiece theater, story from old England in the 1800s. That's the Banning Museum in Wilmington. Check it out. And until next time, John Clayton, Armchair Traveler.
Thanks, John. It's time for sports, and there's big news at Marymount College. The college will now compete in a new conference starting in the fall. Marymount's athletic director, Gary White, gives us the details. Who will you compete against?
We've joined a conference. It's called the California Pacific Conference. Okay. All those schools are located in the San Francisco area. Okay. 3 new schools have been added. 2 down here, us and Soka University, and Embry-Riddle in Prescott, Arizona. So they've expanded from 6 to 9 schools, and that's who we'll be competing against. It's California Maritime, Menlo, Pacific Union College, Simpson University, William Jessup, and UC Merced. Wow. Along with us, Soka, and Embry-Riddle. So the conference is now 9, and that was part of our reasoning to start golf, because it is a conference of sport with that conference, and we would like to add as many conference teams as we can as we expand.
Now, how do schools get selected to move into a conference like that? How does that work?
It was interesting because that was one of the things they wanted me to do when I got here, is to see if we could get into a conference. I looked at several, made application to them, talked to a lot of conference commissioners. They came and made a site visit. And then they want to know your background. Do you fit what their other institutions do? Do you fit their mold, their missions? And that was the CalPAC, and it's called the CalPAC, is a very, very good fit for us. So they made the site visit. They were very impressed with what we're doing, where we're headed, what our goals are, and it was a unanimous decision to let us in.
And you can see all of Gary's interview in its entirety on the next episode of Playing the Field. And finally, we're taking you back to Trump National for the Salute to Business, where we had the opportunity to see what stores and businesses our community just can't live without. I'm Maria Sorreo, and for all of us here at RPV TV, have a great day.
Luna Rosa is the restaurant I cannot live without.
Probably Terranea.
Nelson's Bar, Terranea.
Well, Chico's, Talbot's,
Max Nails.
Point Vicente Animal Hospital.
I like the Black and White Store and Taylor, the Loft and the Gap.
I would have to say Terranea.
Red Onion, and and Nelson's at Terranea.
Well, I live about 300 feet from Trump, so my family, we walk down for lunch and dinner.
I love everywhere on the promenade on the peninsula.